Okay, let's go ahead and get this into presentation mode. All right, my name is Meg Levy, and this is my Linguistic Schoolscape. Let's hide that before we start. So, I want to start off with a little bit of context. So I teach at Central High School in Providence. We have a very multicultural and multilingual student body here. So in total, we serve about 1,300 students. Over 50% of those students are classified by our district as multilingual learners, or MLLs, and about 96% of them identify as minorities. So the largest population we serve here would be students who identify as Hispanic. I believe that makes up about, I think it's a little over 75% of our student body. And the next largest demographic that we serve are Black students, who make up about 12% of our student body. And so as I explore some of the signs throughout the hallways of my building, I really wanted to start with this one, which is posted on the door right outside our nurse's office, because I think it's probably one of the best examples of linguistic diversity that I was able to find. We start at the top here, so all these are words for nurse, obviously. We have Spanish right here at the top. Next this is Italian, which I don't believe is a common native language for many of the students here. However, it is a language that is taught here, and I do know that many of my students take Italian. We have Swahili, we have English, we have Portuguese, Arabic, and this right here is either Pashto or Urdu. Apparently both languages use the same word, and unfortunately I have no other context to know which one it is. So this right here is a little more common for what we see. English and Spanish are definitely the two dominant languages. You hear them a lot in the halls, you hear them in classrooms, even between staff sometimes. We see here we have both the Central High School mission and vision listed in English and in Spanish. We also have this sign encouraging attendance in both English and Spanish. These are actually all over the building. And it's nice to see them juxtaposed like this. We also have several signs here. The student council put these up about avoiding tobacco and about some of the dangers of tobacco use, and those are in English and in Spanish as well. So there are plenty of other examples like this where we have English and Spanish juxtaposed with one another. This is at the main kind of like entryway to our building. So I took a photo of this because I think that one thing our team does a pretty good job here of doing is making sure that our students' cultural identities and ethnic identities are represented here, that they are visible. So we have banners here for Native American Heritage Month, for Black History Month, we have Hispanic Heritage Month, and also Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So all of these are in English. We also have this sign here. It's get updated like every day, every week. In this bulletin, I don't know if it might be a little small to see, we do have this quote here about mental health in English and in Spanish. And then finally we have this FAFSA poster here, which is notably only in English, and I will get more into that in just a moment. So some other examples of representing and celebrating students' cultural identities. We have a showcase here where we have a bunch of plaques with figures, famous Black figures throughout history. Same thing over here. This is actually in my hallway. We have all these little posters that have like some very notable faces who are members of the Black community. We also have this famous Hispanic people poster, and as much as I love having these, I do also want to note that just like the banners, these are all given only in English. This right here is a really lovely piece of art we have kind of front and center on the first floor of our building. I believe it was actually made by a former student. And once again, it celebrates a lot of the different countries that our students and their families come from. I notice a lot of the flags here represent countries that I know many of my students are from. I see Dominican Republic here, Jamaica, Honduras, Cambodia, and so on and so forth. However, the main focus of this is actually this Firefighter Academy poster. So here at Central, we have this really awesome opportunity for students between their junior and their senior years to actually work with the fire department here in Providence, and it is paid. And it's a really great way for them to earn some money and also to help fast track them into that if that is a career they're interested in pursuing after they graduate. So this is for a poster for an informational meeting about the program. However, I do notice it is only in English, which feels a little exclusionary. And we see this trend continue. We saw it on the FAFSA poster. We also see it here. So on the left here, we have this poster for prom. And then on the right, we have this poster here for our esports team. And both of them, lovely posters, but they are English only. Now, they do have QR codes, which, in theory, someone could scan the QR code on their phone, open it up. It's way easier to translate websites, so someone could do that, but assuming that and this isn't just assuming, I know we have students here whose level of English proficiency is quite low, to the point where they might not even necessarily know what they're looking at based off of the poster. So, I don't know. I noticed that these activities here, we see this again with prom, we see this with the esports poster, with the FAFSA night, with the firefighter program. It feels a little gatekeepy to me. So, kind of some takeaways from this. English and Spanish sometimes have equal representation in our school. However, English definitely remains the dominant language. It definitely has far more visibility than any other language. There are definitely some attempts made to celebrate students' ethnic and cultural identities, as we saw with many of the banners celebrating awareness months, and also with celebrating famous figures from students' different cultures. However, many of these posters advertising really important extracurricular opportunities are only written in English. So that is my Linguistic Schoolscape. Thank you so much for watching.